Hi, today we're going to learn about how to graph slope-intercept form. We're going to start with the exit ticket from yesterday. A company orders boxed lunches from a deli, which all cost the same price. The relationship between the number of boxed lunches ordered, X, so X represents how many lunches, and the total cost in dollars of the lunches, so Y is the price, is represented by a graph drawn in the XY plane. That just means someone drew a graph. We have a point, 7, 77. What does it mean? Well, 7 is X. X means how many lunches. 77 is Y. Y means the cost. So 7, 77 means they bought 7 lunches and paid $77. Our goal today, I can find the slope of a line. There's actually going to be 2 goals. That's the first one. So you're going to write down under the rule, it's rise over run. Rise means when we go from one point to the next, how far up or down do we go? Run means how far to the right do we go? We always run to the right. We always choose the right. So for example, we're going to rise. I have 2 points. Here's 1 point and here's 1 point. These both cross the coordinate grid nicely. So these are going to be points that are going to be helpful. And I need to figure out how to get from the first point to the second point. Well, I can find my rise over my run. I always start, just like reading a book, we're always going to start farther on the left and move our way to the right. So I find of these points, which one's farther to the left? Left is on this side. This one's farther to the left, so I'll start here. And then I'm going to go up 2 spaces, 1, 2. So my rise was 2. And then I'm going to run to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, 2 over 4. And then we always simplify as much as we can. So 2 over 4 can simplify to the fraction 1/2. So our slope is 1/2. That means we go up 1 to the right 2. And there was a point there. Up 1 to the right 2. Up 1 to the right 2. So I know my next point would be right about there. Here's another example. Again, just like reading a book, we start on the left side and move to the right side. So this point is more to the left. And we notice that we rise up 1, 2, 3. So my rise is 3. And we run to the right, 1, 2. My slope is 3 over 2. Now this is an improper fraction. We like improper fractions. We do not want mixed numbers like 1 and 1/2. We like improper fractions because it clearly shows us we rise 3 and we run 2, right? If I had started over here, oh, look at that. That would have been a good point to start at. I again rise 3 and I run to the right 2, 1, 2. So there's still my slope. So now we got to find it. Now, the examples we were showing before, they showed nice dots, like they had the big point, right, where the line crosses the coordinate plane. This does not. So we have to go through and look. So I can look right here, like sure, it crosses this line, but it doesn't cross horizontally. This, it's like it almost crosses, but not really, not really, not really. Again, almost. Not really. Boom, here we go. There's a nice point. I'm going to change the color though, because I don't want the red to match the red. There's a nice point. Okay, I'm almost to the end of the graph, so that means I didn't start far enough away. So if I checked over here, well, let's work backwards again, and boom, there's our other point. Wow, okay. So I start on the farther left point, and I'm going to rise 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my rise is 4 and my run is 7. And that's my slope. Okay, here's another one. Again, I need to find some nice points. And it doesn't give me the nice dots. So I'm noticing right here that crosses nicely. And then I keep going and that one's not good. But here that crosses at the coordinate grid. And then again and again. Now I'm going to start farther to the left. So here's a point to the left. Now my rise is not up. My rise is down. The way we represent that is with a negative. So it went down 1, -1. But we always go to the right. So to the right 2. Now, so this is -1 over 2. Negative means it's a slope going down. So all these other graphs, when I started on the left, it moved up. Started on the left, it moved up. Started on the left, it moved up. But this new one, when I start on the left, it moves down. So it's a negative slope. And we traditionally write that with the negative out front. So now that I figured out it's negative, it was a 1/2, I now put the negative sign out front. Okay, that was slope. Now we're going to put that with intercept as well into what's called slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope, which we already know is rise over run. And b is the y-intercept. That means it's the point or the number where it crosses the y-axis. So for example here, my slope is 1/2 because it is the number attached or multiplied to x. My y-intercept is a positive 3 because it is the number added, or it could be subtracted, but this one's added at the end or after. It could be even added before, but it's not multiplied by x. Then the way we graph is we start with the y-intercept. So plot the y-intercept 3. Boom, we put the 3. Then the slope is 1/2. It means, remember, rise over run. We rise up 1, we run to the right 2. So I rise up 1 to the right 2, up 1 to the right 2. Now that's a nice pattern. I could work backwards as well and do everything opposite to find the line behind me. Okay, on your paper, you would draw 4 coordinate planes so that we can practice graphing. And I'll just kind of sketch it out on here. So we'd start at a positive 1, maybe right there. In fact, now that I drew a coordinate grid, let's draw this in a different color. And then I'm going to rise up 3 spaces and run over 2. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. There's my next one and connect the dots. Okay, I'm going to start. I'm going to draw a coordinate plane. You know, I'm obviously sketching it. I need to start at a 3, but what kind of 3 is this? That's a negative 3. So I have to start down here. Now, this just has a slope of 2, which means it tells me I rise up 2. What about my run? I do have to run. Whenever there's nothing underneath, it means there's an invisible 1. So I'm going to rise up 2, 1, 2, and to the right 1. And there we go. There's my slope. All right. I'm going to draw my coordinate plane. Again, I'm sketching it. I start at a positive 2. That's my y-intercept. 1, 2, and put a dot there. Now my slope just is this negative symbol. Well, remember, that means there's an invisible 1. So negative 1 is my rise. Okay, but what about the run? Again, there's an invisible 1. So I'm going to go down 1 because of the negative, but then we always move to the right. So down 1 to the right 1, and now I have a negative slope. And what about this one? This one does not have anything added or subtracted at the end of it. Well, what's the number for nothing? 0. So that means I start at 0. And then my negative means I go down 1 to the right 3. So down 1 to the right, 1, 2, 3. Put my dot there, and that is what that line would look like. Okay, then work on homework for a little bit. Graph an equation that I haven't put in there. Let's put one right now. How about let's graph the equation y equals 3 over 4x minus 1. So if I draw my coordinate plane, again, that's quite a sketch. I start at negative 1. I'm going to rise 1, 2, 3 spaces and run 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, and it's going to end up right around there. So that's an introduction to graphing slope-intercept form. You got this.